In the vast deserts of ancient Arabia, surrounded by golden sands and distant stars, there lived a queen whose story still echoes through the verses of the Qur'an. Her name was Bilqis, known to many as the Queen of Sheba. Her legend is one of mystery, majesty, and, above all, transformation. She ruled over a mighty kingdom, a civilization rich in gold, architecture, technology, and trade. Some historians claim her empire stretched from the green valleys of Yemen to the shores of East Africa. She had it all: power, beauty, wisdom, and devotion. But not to the one who created her. You see, Bilqis worshipped the sun. And so did her people. Every morning they turned toward the horizon, raised their hands, and bowed to the bright light in the sky, believing it to be their giver and their God. But Allah had another plan, a divine mission to awaken their hearts. And this plan did not begin with a king or a prophet. It began with a bird. Hudhud, the hoopoe bird, was a loyal and intelligent member of Prophet Sulaiman's extraordinary army. An army that no human in history had ever seen before, made up of humans, animals, jinn, birds, and even the wind. Yes, the wind itself was at the service of Sulaiman, carrying his troops across distant lands with ease. His army's size, strength, and coordination were unmatched. Among his trusted scouts in the skies was the little bird, Hudhud. One day the bird went missing. When Sulaiman noticed, he grew serious. "Where is Hudhud? I shall punish him severely, unless he brings a valid excuse," he said. Soon Hudhud returned, breathless, wings tired, eyes wide with urgency. He bowed his head in fear but quickly spoke. "I have seen something you do not know. O Prophet of Allah, I bring you news from the land of Saba." He continued, "There, a woman rules over the people. She is seated on a mighty throne, and she has been given great wealth, but her people, they worship the sun instead of Allah." Sulaiman, shocked by this shirk polytheism, replied, "We shall see the truth of what you say. Take this letter, a letter that begins in the name of Allah, the most merciful, and deliver it to her. Let us observe how she responds." Hudhud flew over deserts and rivers until he reached the lush gardens of the Queen of Sheba. When the palace lay still in the morning light, he dropped the letter through the queen's chamber window. Queen Bilqis awoke to find a parchment sealed with the name of a foreign king, one who claimed authority not through conquest but in the name of Allah. She read the words carefully. "In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most kind, do not be arrogant before me, and come to me in submission." Disturbed yet curious, Bilqis gathered her advisors. She read the letter aloud. One advisor interpreted it as a threat. "He wishes to dominate us. We must prepare for war." Others nodded in agreement, but a wise elder among them stood and said, "If he can reach your private chamber with a letter, imagine what else he can do. Perhaps we should test him first." Bilqis agreed. She ordered her craftsmen to prepare a gift, not just any gift, but one so grand it would dazzle even the richest ruler. Golden plates, diamond ornaments, and sculptures of wolves carved from pearls. She sent it along with her most skilled envoys and a message. Let's see how Sulaiman reacts. When the envoys arrived in Sulaiman's kingdom, they stood speechless. Before them was not just a king, but a miracle. They saw legions of soldiers lined in formation, humans, lions, birds, elephants, and jinn, all in perfect discipline. Some weapons moved on their own, carried by invisible forces. The wind whispered commands. The earth vibrated under divine order. Even the sun itself seemed dim in the presence of this prophetic majesty. When the messengers presented the expensive gifts, Sulaiman refused them instantly. "Do you offer me wealth? What Allah has given me is far greater than anything you own. Take back your gifts. I don't want gold. I want your queen to bow before the truth of Allah." The messengers, humbled and shaken, returned to Sheba. They narrated all they had seen: the power, the armies, the refusal of gifts, and the terrifying strength of Sulaiman's kingdom. Queen Bilqis understood then this was no ordinary ruler. If she chose war, it would mean the end of her people. She decided, with both courage and caution, to go herself and meet Sulaiman. Before her arrival, Sulaiman gathered his council. "Who among you," he asked, can bring me her throne before she sets foot here?" A mighty jinn stood. "I can do it before you rise from your seat. But a righteous man gifted with divine knowledge replied, I can bring it in the blink of an eye." And before anyone could gasp, there it was. The throne of Queen Bilqis, transported across kingdoms by Allah's will. Not only that, Sulaiman instructed that parts of it be altered, subtly, to test whether she would recognize it or not. He also ordered the construction of something never seen before, a palace with a floor made entirely of glass so clear that water below could be seen as if it were the surface. He had heard whispers that Bilqis might be half-jinn, and as scholars said, jinn often have strange feet. Sulaiman was not trying to embarrass her, but to remove the lies spread by the jinn, who feared she might become his queen. As Queen Bilqis approached Sulaiman's city, she was overwhelmed. She had heard of his power, but seeing it with her own eyes shook her soul. She passed through gates carved with Quranic verses, fountains that sang like birds and lions that sat like guards. She saw men and jinn working side by side under divine harmony. She saw no oppression, no pride, only submission to one God. When she entered the palace, she was led to walk across what looked like a stream of water. Thinking it was real, she gently lifted her robes, and her feet were revealed, human, normal, beautiful. Sulaiman watched. His doubt disappeared. She was not half-jinn. She was human, just deeply misled by generations of idol worship. Then came the moment. "Is this your throne?" Sulaiman asked. Bilqis paused. "It looks like mine, but something is different." Sulaiman smiled again. The meaning was sinking in. He revealed what he had done. "This throne was brought to you before you came. Everything you rely on can be changed by Allah in a moment." Her heart trembled. Over lunch, Sulaiman spoke gently. "The sun you used to worship, it is only a creation. It was never meant to be your God. It was made to serve you. One who created the sun, moon, stars, you and me, he alone deserves our bowing." These words pierced through years of misguidance. Tears filled Queen Bilqis's eyes. She turned to her advisors and declared, "O my Lord, I have wronged myself. I now submit with Sulaiman to Allah, Lord of all the worlds." Her pride melted. Her throne meant nothing. Her palace meant nothing. Only Allah meant everything now, that day. Not just a queen, but an entire nation entered Islam. People still ask, was Queen Bilqis half-jinn? The Quran never says so, nor did Prophet Sulaiman confirm it. In fact, most Islamic scholars believe the rumor was started by the jinn themselves. They feared if Sulaiman married her, their servitude would continue through his children. But in reality, Bilqis was a wise, noble, and spiritually intelligent woman, a seeker of truth. And when truth arrived, she didn't resist it. She embraced it. Dear viewer, if this story touched your heart, then share it. Maybe someone else, like Queen Bilqis, is quietly waiting for the truth to reach them. Subscribe to Muslim Roads for more inspiring Quran-based stories that open hearts and strengthen faith. And always remember, the most powerful rulers in history were those who bowed down first to Allah.